Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another Teacher Joseph podcast. Today we will speak about an American TV comedy called Roseanne. We're talking about it because yesterday, October the 18th, was the anniversary of the first time it appeared on our TV screens. It ran from 1988 until 1997. It won many awards because it was one of the few, maybe one of the only, American TV shows which dealt with a working class family in a kind of a real way. It showed how they sometimes struggled to pay their bills. They were raising teenagers, and it was very funny, but it really was more real than it was unreal. The main character, played by Roseanne Barr, I think she's now known as Roseanne Arnold because she married Tom Arnold. The story is that she's a line worker in a plastics factory along with her sister Jackie and their friend, whose name is Crystal. And the husband, his name is Dan. The surname, by the way, is Connor. Okay, so the family name in this TV show is Connor. So you have Roseanne Barr, who plays Roseanne Connor. And then you have the husband, Dan, who's Dan Connor. He finds work at a construction site. And he has a difficult relationship with his father, Ed. And then Roseanne also has her parents close by, and they're coming and going. And they have children as well. The middle one is called Darlene. She's kind of like a tomboy, as we used to say, a girl who has very masculine kind of tendencies. And it talks about her growing up and what she goes through growing up in her teenage years. It deals with some very difficult subjects. And then they have an older child called Rebecca, known as Becky, and all about her dating problems. And then one very young child they have as well called David Jacob, DJ. And he's kind of rejected because all of the other kids in the family are doing things and he's the youngest. Season 1, for example, finds the Connors experiencing and surviving a tornado. That's just an example of some of the real life things that some Americans have to go through. We don't have that here in the UK. So this TV show is very, very funny, but they're also very, very real. And by the time season 2 comes along, Roseanne has quit her job. Her sister becomes a police officer, and she has menial jobs. It's very funny. I think you should definitely watch it if you have the chance. It runs until 1997. They tried to bring it back in 2018. Unfortunately, Roseanne Barr, just at the point of where they were bringing it back, she sent some tweets which were not really appropriate, involving politics. And so she was fired from the show, and the show never was broadcast. Maybe a few episodes were, but they immediately fired Roseanne and they rebranded the show as The Connors so that Roseanne would not be part of it. So it was really very sad. The whole thing was quite tragic. So that's the story of Roseanne. So if you like American comedies, I recommend that you look at Roseanne. It probably was one of the first comedies to deal with big issues, particularly touching upon modern issues as we went through them in the 1990s and 2000s. So it was very good, and it had a lot of nice guest stars, at least during the original series. There were many famous people like Joanna Lumley, Jennifer Saunders, Debbie Reynolds, Steven Seagal, Jerry Springer, Lou Grant, Tammy Faye Bakker, Jim Varney. These are all famous American actors. So they managed to weave them in to the show as well. So if you're looking for something to watch, something with more or less okay English, you can look at Roseanne. It was kind of similar somehow to Friends, but Friends was very different because it's I think was more modern, first of all, more popular, and involved young single people, whereas Roseanne was about a family that was trying very hard to kind of stay together. So there we are. That's Roseanne. So if you're looking for something to watch, I really recommend that you have a look at the original Roseanne series. I don't know what happened to Roseanne Barr. I mean, after she was fired from ABC, I don't know how her career went. I must look at that. But the original series of Roseanne is a wonderful look at America in the 1990s, and it's very real and gritty, even though it's a comedy. So there we are. That's it from me, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.